If you call on anyone who cannot answer your call, you are worshipping him. If we call on somebody who isn't here, right? They're living, right? You have groups that promote this. You can call on the sheikh, right? You have a problem, you need his help, just call on him. He's a living sheikh. The fact that you call on him, he's not present, he's not available to help you, that's worship. If he's dead, it's also worship. So whether you call on Abdul Qadir Al-Jilani, who is popular in the Indian subcontinent and elsewhere, we're given the title Ghawsi Azam, right? Al-Ghawth Al-A'zam, meaning the greatest source of help, right? Whether you do that, and he's dead, or you call on Sheikh Nazim, because you are from the Naqshbandi order and Sheikh Nazim is the man. So you call on him when you are in need. He's a living person, but he's not here. This is worship. And when you call on Rasulullah ﷺ, again, you have a line of argument that people try to raise, but he's living. He's living. Prophet ﷺ said that when the prophets die, the earth doesn't eat their body. Okay. Because the earth doesn't eat their body, does it mean they're living? Or this is just a miracle from Allah? Point number one. Point number two, if Rasulullah ﷺ was not dead, then the Sahaba committed a grave crime by burying a man alive. Isn't it? If he wasn't dead, then what did they do in burying him? This is nonsense. This is error. Clear error. The point is that Rasulullah ﷺ is dead. And this, we know this happened when he first died. Omar came in and he was upset. People were saying that he was dead. And he threatened people. He stood up there with his sword and said, anybody who says that the Prophet ﷺ is dead, you're going to lose your head. People backed off. Abu Bakr came, he went in, checked the Prophet ﷺ, lifted up the garment, saw he was dead, kissed his forehead, put it back, and came outside, pushed Omar aside. He said, whoever was worshipping Muhammad ﷺ, know that Muhammad is dead. But whoever was worshipping the Lord of Muhammad, then know that the Lord of Muhammad is ever living. Right? So, the point is that to call on anyone who cannot answer your prayers is worship. And the Prophet ﷺ said, Ad-du'a huwa al-ibadah. Calling, ad-du'a, to make dua, to call on, from da'wah means to call. It is worship in its essence. That is the essence of worship. Calling. We say, Ya Allah. If you say, Ya Rasulullah, you're involved in worshipping the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. That's why in the masjids where you see people like to put up these plates, ornate plates, it says, Ya Allah, Ya Rasulullah. This is wrong. It's wrong. If we now are going to understand what Prophet Muhammad ﷺ taught us, do we understand it as our own minds tells us, or do we understand it the way that the companions of the Prophet ﷺ understood it? This is the crux of the matter. Our understanding of Islam should depend on how the companions of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ understood Islam. Otherwise, you will end up with all kinds of interpretations. The way of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, that way about which Prophet ﷺ said, my nation will divide up into 73 different sects. 72 in hell and 1 in paradise. And when the companions asked the Prophet ﷺ, what is that one? He said, the one that I am on and you are on. Ma ana alayhi wa ashabi. The one which I am following and my companions follow. So this is the correct understanding. So when we come back to Tawheed al-Ibadah, worshipping Allah by maintaining His unity in that worship, we do so in the way that the companions of the Prophet ﷺ did. We do not invent or introduce new ways of worship.